Hello, it's Friday the 12th of July. We promised you 2 vlogs. We've done the short one. You may have seen that. This is the long one. Okay. Where do we start? On the 28th of June, the European Medicines Agency recommended that the licence for obeticholic acid to be the second-line therapy in the 27 EU countries should be revoked. This is a recommendation that was made to the European Commission, and so it's up to the European Commission to ratify that or not and to send it back to the EMA for reconsideration. So there's nothing we can do with the EMA. Their work is done. However, what we have now is a very active, proactive campaign to talk to the European Commission and say, hey, we need this. Now, the PBC Foundation has a Scottish postcode. I'm an Irish citizen. I'm sure many of you will be European citizens. But we also have members in 25 of the 27 countries within the EU. And frankly, these people need our help. Even in the countries, so for example, in France or in the Netherlands, where OCA is not available, and they prefer to use other medicines, e.g. bezafibrates, that actually, when the bezafibrates don't work, these doctors still ask for compassionate and named use of OCA, brackets, free, for these named patients. So that tells us that even in the countries that don't particularly believe in OCA, they still believe in OCA enough to use it for those patients. So it's a message. So we need to fight this, and we need to fight this hard. There are many risks that come to this, and we don't want to concern or worry you unnecessarily. The biggest risk, and we don't know what the percentage is the FDA, who are doing their actions shortly, may follow suit. MHRA, which is the UK Health Technology Assessment body, we don't anticipate will follow suit. But the FDA we really need to work hard on. So we need to work on the European Commission, and then we need to work on the FDA. As well as that, what happens to the other companies that are developing new drugs? We've got really exciting news. So we've got Ipsen with elafibranor, we've got Gilead with seladelpar, and they're in the process of releasing these into license. But if the regulators are asking for unethical, unattainable, unanswerable questions to be put into placebo-armed trials, then those trials are going to fail too. And this was the problem with OCA. It's not that OCA doesn't work. It's that the trial that was designed didn't show that it worked. But the trial that was designed asked the wrong people, high-risk patients, the wrong question to voluntarily go without medicine in the wrong century. This is 2024. We need to do better than this. And so because we asked the wrong people the wrong question in the wrong century, the trial failed. It had almost 50% dropout of the placebo rate because patients knew they were on placebo and thought, well, that's not for me. I'll have some medicine, please. And rightly so. So this is where we are today, and this is what we're doing about it. So we have 3 major campaigns. Number 1, we're asking you to sign the petition, which is on change.org. The notes are down here. You'll see them. Number 2, we're asking you to email 3 people at the European Commission. You've got Bjorn, you've got Ursula, who's the president, and you've got Stella, who is the Commissioner for Health. And we're going to email all of them with the same email. Now, we can't template it, so we need you to write it in your words. But we need you to say, or we need you to tell them your thoughts on keeping OCA. Why it's important, why second-line therapies are all important, why options are open. Maybe you've benefited from OCA. Maybe you'll be needing a second-line therapy in the future. Maybe you're thinking about not today, but the patients of tomorrow. So whatever your reasons, we would ask you please to write to the 3 email people down there at the European Commission. The last thing, now we don't have the date totally solidified. But there's a really important date that will come to you. We will announce it, where we're going to have a protest in Brussels. We're looking at Thursday, the 25th of July, but that will be confirmed as soon as we can. So what we would love for you to do is to join us in Brussels, grab a placard and show that not only does this matter, But it matters enough for you to be there, and it matters enough for us to care enough to be the difference. So action point number 1, we're going to aim for the European Commission and let them understand the issues that we face, and hopefully we can change their mind. Issue number 2, later on in the year, September, October time, we're not entirely sure, but somewhere around there the FDA are going to go through a similar process. And then we need to look at other companies, and we need to make sure that we stand our ground here. Because yes, the other companies might pull out, which would be horrendous for PBC, but what about the other rare diseases? What about the rare diseases that have even fewer numbers of patients? Are we going to expect them to go through placebo trials too in a confirmatory phase 4 session? So this is what we face. We don't do it often, but today we're asking your help. We need you. Together in the foundation, we have 16,000 voices. Even those that don't register with the foundation and use their online services, we're talking about 20,000 people. So please, sign the petition. Write your email. And if you can, only if you can, but if you can, come and join us in Brussels and let your voice be heard. I know this was a long one, guys. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you watching to the end. I'm Robert, CEO of the PBC Foundation. I serve you with pride, but we need you on this one. Okay, thanks.